And so, folks, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from different parts of the world. This is the Variety News being relayed on Liberia Channel 1847. And, folks, we are in conversation with Emmanuel Polay. Emmanuel Yan, the propaganda chairperson of the Student Education Party on the campuses of the University of Liberia. Polay wants to speak to us on the wide range of issues ranging from the University of Liberia to the national scene. Good afternoon, Chief.
So, good afternoon to you, progressive journalists. Good afternoon to the Liberian populace, the university students, and solidarity forces well-wishers and around the world. It's a pleasure being on this live broadcast this afternoon as propaganda chair of the party. We want to bring the public anniversary greetings from the leadership of the Student Unification Party, headed by Chairman Sylvester Widow, Chairman of the 33rd Central Committee on Politburo Committee and the General Congress. So again, it's a pleasure being on this live.
So yes, indeed, it's a pleasure having you as well. Now the University of Liberia has finally opened, and what's the takes on that?
So the university has finally opened. With the same multiple challenges and conditions yet still remain untouched. The major grounds for our advocacy yet still remain the government of Liberia, the university administration, all stakeholders involved. I was basically a couple of days ago, calling closed-door meetings, asking for diplomatic grounds to mitigate and remedy some of the situations on the university campus have all left the major province here. And as you can see, campus has resumed in its normal stage, its normal format. The environment is still in its most terrible conditions. The bathroom yet still running out of water as we speak. Students are not having access to most of the bathroom. With the congestion of students on the university campus, there's no buses still here to commute students to and fro the various university campuses as it was promised and agreed by the national legislature, the university administration, and eminent key stakeholders in and around Liberia that help to mitigate the situation for us to reach where we are. Faculties again are raising issues about salaries not being paid for this going September. Now we are in October, so it means if salary is not paid from September, salary will not be paid with this in October again. So the problem keep compiling in a more complex and dramatic way. The only concern of the government of Liberia is to make sure this school is just open, people come here, and all of the basic things that should be done to accommodate a full-free semester of chaos and violence is in. So we are very disappointed that the government of Liberia, the legislature, the university administration have not been able to be sincere to their commitment to the Student Unification Party when we were involved in all of this couple of conversations and dialogue to remedy the challenges on the university campus. So we want to say the leadership of the party still maintain its position that my plan will go in a couple of days or a couple of times based on the assessment needs that will be done and the level of work that we are putting our advocacy here will be re-initiating our consistent action for the exit of President Mampaya from the University of Liberia.
Have you been able to assess some major facilities on the campus of the University of Liberia, from St. J to Fenner, from Fenner to Capitol Hill? Have you been able to access most of these facilities to know how conducive they are?
We've done that. We took the entire first 1 week, that was this going week, the opening of school, to access the entire campuses, both the St. J, the main campus, the Douglatis, and the Fenner campus, to understand the government practical first-hand engagement, because when we went to the negotiation engagement we had with the speaker, the university president, all our stakeholders around Liberia, there were 4 issues that they said they were going to address as what they tend to as low-hanging fruit. It was going to be the issue of making sure running water are in the bathroom. It was going to issue of making sure the university have buses to commute students to and fro. They were going to make sure make sure in addressing the issues of the sanitation outlook and making sure the university is more hygienic. and we're going to make sure faculties are paid. So that has to do with the 4 major issues that they said they were going to address. Of the major issues they said they were going to address, they have not addressed any because they said they were going to pay the faculty for their 3 months salary. They have not paid, they only paid them for the vacation school. Like I said, the faculty have not taken pay for September, and now we are in October. Buses is not on campus. The university bathroom is out of water. The campus is unhygienic. Why are we concerned again to be raising this point? Because if the same faculty yesterday that laid down chalk because they were not taking pay, decided to lay down chalk again when they have just resumed classes and government is not still committed to making sure that their pay comes on time regularly, it means the university will close again. We don't want a situation where the university will just be opening and closing, This is the reason our argument to the government like bro was not just to open the university, but to address the critical issues that will always lead to the disruption of classes. It is not always good for students to come on the university campus when there are issues that should be addressed to make sure the campus is conducive, the learning environment is okay, it's not addressed. People only come to the classroom only because they want to come here, have certificate, and right after the class, they go without having any token that impact in their individual life. This is the reason we continue to call on the government of Joseph Boyka. We continue to call on the national legislature to put emphasis on the university campus and make sure things that students are always protesting for is met. It is embarrassing in this time and this age that university students will still be complaining about buses. It is embarrassing that university students will come on the university campus will not have access to Wi-Fi. The government told us that before the semester open, they were going to make sure that there is a mini center on the university campus where they will install Wi-Fi, where the university students want to do research. You just go to that particular spot, you ascertain Wi-Fi, do your assignment, do your researches, and go to wherever you want to go. It is not happening. What does the government want? The government only wants to see students consistently protesting on the university campus. That's the only time they can come in. And for those Facebook fanatics, those single fans of the United Party that feel that it is only satisfying to them that the university campus is quiet when students are not on the rampage. This is time for you to continue to tell your government that the commitment that was made to the university students is not being met. The government is breaching all of its major agreements on multiple counts. We are getting sick and tired of the issues affecting the students here. As we speak, there are multiple issues, even with this current semester. The lack of sessions, students are not planning their students are planning classes, but the limited sessions and this and that. The financial issues about stationaries to run this semester and make sure this semester is active and inadequate and adequate is not there. So there are multiple grounds. And for the local things, in the coming weeks or days, there will be several stations again building on the university campus if these things are not addressed. We're using this medium again to communicate to the bosses that are responsible to address these issues, to see a time not necessarily now to intervene, other than just waiting for possible escalation before they come again with their small scheme of we want to mitigate the problem on the university campus and make sure things is normal and it's okay.
So yes, have you been able to ascertain from the students themselves concerning some of those challenges you are talking about? And if yes, why then the student themselves, I mean the majority of the students are not involved into these advocacies?
The students are involved. Basically, normally what happens here is that the way at times some of us have the courage to speak out on these issues, some of the students don't have. So because they don't have the communication with us here close door, they meet us and they tell us the concern, the problem they are involved in. We take their concern to administration, and then it is true that administration address it. When administration refuses to address it, we demand based on their rights and their needs so that these things can be addressed. So it's not that students are not speaking out. Students are speaking out. There have been multiple times we have appeared on radio platform. Even on the university campus, media outlets have come here to have, a tete-a-tete interview with university students. They have LDC concern. Like I said, the things I'm saying here is not something that is abstract. It's something that is happening on the university campus that students themselves are confronted with. They have been raising this issue consistently. Have the university been listening? No. SUP as an institution will always gather these concerns that is raised by university students to feel very comfortable with sharing their issues issues with us and making sure that issues that affect them is channeled through us as a political party. This is the reason we are always being involved. Now the students are not talking, they are talking because if they were not talking, we could not have been at this forefront engaging the media and discussing issues that affect them.
So away from and do you care to tell us more about the meeting the Student Vacation Party had with the representative?
So firstly, before we go to the issues of the meeting with Representative Tawongbe, we want to make this clear that SUP did not attend any meeting co-chair or co-organized by one Dugu Jala. As you are aware, there is an elections within the Federation of Liberia's Youth. Dugu is a contesting candidate in these elections. So he was in a meeting yesterday and intending to explore that as a means of buying political relevance and sentiment on behalf of the revolutionary credentials of the Student Unification Party. SUP as a party, even before the conversions of the 55th legislature, has supported a joint supporter of bill to the national legislature calling for a national student loan scheme program and a national youth service program at the university campus. That bill was sent in committee under the leadership of then Speaker Emmanuel Polay when he was Speaker of the legislature during the 53rd legislature. Since that bill had now been trying to resurface by Representative Tawongbe, the party was invited because we've been one of the new champion advocacy for youth empowerment and youth development in this country. Ta thought it was to invite the leadership of the party to a meeting to discuss and for the party to give an input on how he intends to, rebrief this bill before Parliament. And it's something that we welcome, we endorse it. Once it is in the interest of empowering young people and giving a clear career path to young people in this country, it is something that is wholeheartedly endorsed by the leadership of the party and any leadership that will come. So we just want to make this position clear that the meeting yesterday was called by Representative Tawongbe to address his bill that he wants to put before the legislature and to have the opinion voice of SUP. This is to tell you how SUP is critical on national debate and shaping national forum platform. National leaders see the party as the new champion of youth advocacy in this country. So I believe in the wisdom of Tawongbe he felt there could be no way you could have support of this bill in the national legislature when you don't have the backing of the Student Unification Party. Unlike other unscrupulous individuals that want to manipulate these high-end gains from Representative Tawongbe and the party over years for their own field political bid that will be defeated in the independent fly election. The Student Unification Party have endorsed Samuel Pato, who is the party's standard bearer and the party candidate in the pending fly election that is to come. And we are calling on the Liberian government to stay clear of this process. We've been reliably informed that the fly elections have been infiltrated by national stakeholders, ranging from the deputy speaker at the legislature to Amos Tue, Secretary General of the United Party, and then Luther Tape, Secretary and Chairman of the United Party, Jeremiah Kun, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia.
What they are involved in?
This is the question. Why will the government that should be focusing on prioritizing youthful affairs will be reducing itself to the lowest extent by getting involved in youthful elections? What is the government in front of? The issue here is the government wants to have all of the major institutions in this country silent so it can rain tyrant through the Liberia National Police, infatuate mayhem, casualties, and brutality on conscious and civil voices in this country. This is the reason under the leadership of the current flag president, they are very simple. They are very sycophantic. They have compromised all of the diplomatic and revolutionary credentials of the Federation of Liberia Youth. So it's on this sinister motive that you see the infiltration of Vice President Kun, the infiltration of Thomas Fala, the infiltration of Luther Tape and Amos Tue in this federation process. But we want to assure them that the lines is drawn and attempt for the government to intervene in these fly elections. The Student Unification Party, under its revolutionary mandate, will initiate every revolutionary means possible in making sure that this process is for any external political manipulation. The young people in this country, through the statutory organization that have membership of the Federation of Liberia, will be the one that must play their pivotal role in electing anybody that they want to bring to the presidency. And we are sure if external actors are of this process, the candidate of the Student Unification Party will win on the ballot because he has exemplified absolute leadership integrity-wise commitment to the young people, and he had a broad-based vision to empower a youthful population driven on an ideological clear line that will not be infiltrated or manipulated by a government that is already crumbling and is looking for any position around the space to survive on it.
SUP as an advocacy-based institution, particularly with young people activities, why is it that you decided to take side in this election?
It is because there is no neutrality in any political process. SUP as a revolutionary party is not a cowardly institution. Cowardice is to just say, let's say and see the process as it's unfolding and this and that. The Student Unification Party takes decisions based on its ideological lines and its ideological values in society. All of the individuals that were in the fly elections were vetted by the party. Some was invited to Central Committee and Politburo meeting for thorough scrutiny and vetting, and we've drawn the conclusion that Samuel Pator stand out tall in terms of the ideological clarity, the role play in the Federation of Liberia Youth, and within the Liberian space that he should be given the support of the Student Unification Party. It is on this basis that we make the support to Pator. We are a political party. Let me be clear. A political party will always make sure political power is secure in its interest. Because to represent the young people in this country, we must have opinion voice in every political institution, diplomatic institution that bears the standards and represent the interests of the young people. This is the only way the Student Unification Party can communicate its vibrant advocacy for youth empowerment, career development, and a society that will have full-fledged youth employment and youthful program and policy workings in conformity with the party's own ideas. So our position to support Pator was not on the basis that we want to create divide and rule among the young people in this country. No, it was because we see the Federation of Liberia Youth as a strategic organization that have been manipulated in time past by government and this current government, basically on the leadership of Joseph Boyka, that is using a Bernica to be a sycophantic puppet to the regime and to manipulate the election, basically using Thomas Fala. As we speak, the government now has started giving up ambiguous commitment to Bernica and her surrogate that the lack of grace and Maxwell Grace Pay, Maxwell Grace Pay have been, will be appointed very soon to LRA. And one of the commissioners of LRA, only if he can manipulate because he is a veteran of fly, only if he can manipulate the elections and Dugu can win the elections. So there are offers that have been given by by Thomas Fala and
are these allegations of yours are quote unquote an early fear of the Student Vacation Party?
We are not. We cannot. Why should we be afraid? Where's Thomas Fala? Thomas Fala is a nobody. This is a listed, sophisticated, hardcore criminal. Whenever you hear the name Thomas Fala, the masses in real life will want to take in a bucket to see if their money lost. Thomas Fala is a sophisticated criminal that the party doesn't feel intimidated by him in any process. He is on record for being defeated on multiple times, and SUP as an institution is very good at defeating people. Now we want the problem to see the supremacy of the party when you have the United Party surrogates getting involved to gang up and take the fly election single-handedly to themselves only because they want their government to be free from scrutiny on the student, the youth and student level. Let me say this: if you follow the trends of global politics, the emergencies of national revolutionary movement always come from the youth and student committee backed by student leaders. The government is very afraid that in less than 1 year, 8 months, it have lost its all credibility and confidence within the Liberian people. If today the government is to present itself to elections, it will automatically be flocked by the Liberian people. So because of that, what they want to do is to gain into every youth and student space to consolidate their failed power banquet for 2029, and the beginning with the Federation of Liberia Youth that they have started. So we are not in front of Thomas Fala, we are not in front of the Tarton Vice President Jeremiah Kun, we are not in front of Luther Tappet, we are not in front of Amos Tuet. What we are saying is, wherever they take the elections, will be there. Will protect the party's candidate to the core and will make sure Pator is victorious in this pending fly election. Nobody can thwart that victory. Nobody can thwart that historical reality that will be before the Federation of Liberia Youth. And Ono Kome Pator we will initiate a robust federation that will be independent, void of political manipulation interference, as whom the like of Thomas Fowler and the United Party surrogate want to see a flag that will be very sympathetic to their administrative misdealing and their political bad governance and ill practices.
So now to this issue of the United Nations General Assembly. Weeks ago, we witnessed His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Yuma, President of the Republic of Liberia, traveling along with the Deputy Speaker and some delegates to represent the country at the United Nations General Assembly. You as a party and as chairperson of the propaganda unit of the Student Education Party, what do you make of the President travel?
The first thing we should say this, and every Liberians by now have already known, is the biggest embarrassment to the presidency.
What do you mean?
There could have been no embarrassment to this country than Bwaga being president.
Wow.
Bwaga being president is the biggest embarrassment.
How?
Look at his presentation at the UN General Assembly. Look at how he embarrassed the international image of the state at the UN General Assembly. Mr. Bwaga, as a president, have offered no concrete solutions to Liberia's security problem. At least when you go talk about multilateral and multidimensional global, political security rights issues. Mr. Bwaga, as a president of the Republic of Liberia, on his watch, you see the way the security sector have deteriorated. That the police that should be protecting life and property are on record of initiating the highest civilian casualties on peaceful people. That they can even go about killing my men. On the ground, they are there to protect life and property, but they are taking life. Mr. Bwaga, you see the skyrocketing on youth employment. Look, to talk about security issues, it's not just to buy uniform for people, it's not to go to the UN General Assembly and make beautiful speeches, to talk about the United Nations and its history, to the global affairs and global governance. What Mr. Bwaga has to offer. All of the time Mr. Bwaga have gone to the UN General Assembly, what have been offered as a clear, path for the UN General Assembly, and the people within the General Assembly could see and value for unless when they went and put around 30 million in what they call an ambiguous UN Security Council non-permanent seat, a seat that will behold no benefit to Liberia. Today you just get America said and just gave command to Mr. Bwaga, and the command is executed. Only going there to be single fan and serve as a puppeteering board to the puppeteers in the United States. This is all we're going to see. So Mr. Bwaga as a president have who no regard to Liberia. On his watch, governance is a nightmare. Governance in this country under Mr. Bwaga is hell. The economy, the people themselves are dissatisfied. Look at how the citizens complain on a daily basis. Follow the multiple talk show, the multiple media station, the social media. See how citizens average their income. This was the man yesterday, commerce, that people thought has the biggest experience that Liberia was bringing this man to provide solution to the multi-tech problem. This man, Western government for over 42 years, served as vice president, served in opposition for 6 years under George Weah, may have saw all of the leakages, the failure of the Mr. Weah government. But what have been the difference between George Weah and Joseph Bwaga? Like I said, the only difference is that George Weah was healthy in his body. When he go to Jamaica Resort, when he smoke enough, he drink enough, he will get that energy. The next morning he will go to work. If Mr. Bwaga drink a pound one, suffer from him over, he call Jeremy Napier, announce all day, let the people go pray because they're not serious in this country, and then he rest for the whole day. That's just the difference. Nothing is changing. Under the administration of George Weah built 42 condominiums at the Wharfie Highway. Under the administration of Joseph Bwaga is building 52 condominiums in Foya-Lofa County. Mr. Bwaga have increased the condominium by 10. George Weah built 42, he built 52. Under the administration of George Weah road with less than 20 motorcade. Under the administration of Bwaga riding with more than 40 to 50 motorcade. You see the beautification in the president motorcade while the people are hungry. Mr. Bwaga ride a car. 2 vehicles in Mr. Bwaga's car can run over the entire main campus on the university campus. The less of each or 2.2 million. So the entire 2 car in Mr. Bwaga's car is 4.4 million. What have changed? Mr. Parker is living opponents and luxury. Look, Mr. Parker, only desert the fashion here is that Liberian people did not make him president when you were long the George Weah. A Liberian people made Parker president when you were long the George Weah. Then a different thing is seen here. He was going to be consistent in partying.
Wow.
There's an old man that only believe in partying.
How?
You will leave your country. Yesterday, the tower that Mr. Weah will go for 40 days, 50 days. Mr. Parker will leave this country and go the UN General Assembly. He left the country 1 month ahead of the UN General Assembly. But in the United States, doing nothing, partying.
Do you mean that?
So what's the difference? What have changed?
The day he left from this country wasn't the exact day he was to leave.
It was not. It was not. Other president, for example, the president of Togo left 1 day to the UN General Assembly. The president of Ghana left the same day to the General Assembly.
President Bouaka had other engagement to meet with the Liberian community to discuss diaspora Liberians.
That engagement to the entire 1 month he was discussing with diaspora Liberians in the United States. The entire 1 month
he had meeting at
the entire 1 month. The entire 1 month was to have meeting with the diaspora. The very first thing, Mr. Bouaka is not sincere to the diaspora.
How?
No government in this country has been sincere to the diaspora. If you look at the economical benefit the diaspora community have brought to Liberia, for example, in Sierra Leone, the diaspora community had a representation in parliament. But now, if Mr. Bouaka is serious, let him be talking about maybe including a seat in parliament for Liberian diaspora in the United States.
You think that's Bouaka's responsibility as president or the legislature?
Bouaka has submitted a lot of laws to the legislature. I'm saying if he's serious for the diaspora as in clean, let him do that. These are positive ventures that any head of state will want to take to promote national inclusivity and reconciliation. Is Bouaka doing it? No, Bouaka is not doing it. Bouaka only concerned to make a big cost travel to ride private jet. Yesterday they condemned Mr. Weah for riding private jet. Today the government has bought a private jet.
Bought a private jet?
Bought a private jet that Mr. Bouaka is currently using. Yesterday they were condemning George Weah for renting. But Bouaka has his own private jet that have been bought on taxpayer money. What's the difference? In the constitutional economy, where government should be prioritizing education, like I said, look at the university campus. But the government is only reducing instead of levying opponents and law to the Dutch.
So if today having to be election, what would be the stance of the Unification Party?
If today will be election,
having to be election,
the party will continue to provide advocacies that the Bouaka's administration are failing the Liberian people.
And what will be the alternative?
If the Liberian people must see an alternative, they must speak based on ideological line. Let us say this. Our role is not to tell Liberians who to vote for. Our role as an institution is to serve as the watchdog and the referee for Liberia's democracy. We are to raise the red flag when issues that affect the people are in existence. When contradictions that is taking joy from the people is there. For example, when what is happening at the World Trade Center, you have a government that its priority is to provide employment opportunity for the people, taking job from the people.
So you support some dubious acts from the World Trade Center where the classical documents have been fortified, lot of documents that people are now parading with academic first are claiming that they got it for the World Trade Center. Are you in support of their acts?
So in response to your question, comments, so you say the government of Liberia should close all media institutions if one media outlet report one story? Is that why your arguments are?
The World Trade Center is an institution.
The World Trade Center is an institution, but it's a collective of people operating in that place.
Okay.
When you close that place, you take people out of business completely.
So you think what could be the best way forward?
The role of the government is to provide jobs for its citizens. When the citizens are looking at providing jobs for themselves and being self-employed, they are helping the government to close the economical gap of poverty. That's what they are doing. The government should be there to design policies and programs that reflect the economical priorities of its citizens, not to undermine the credibility of its citizens in providing jobs for themselves. For the fact that the government will not want to go for the person, the individual that committed this crime, but we want to close the entire World Trade Center, it is something that was miscalculated, immature, a misadvice on the part of the government. Let us say this. So, for example, if the legislature or Mr. Polay was elected to work in line with the Constitution and protect the rule of law, if Mr. Polay made a mistake, should we say we should close the entire executive because Mr. Polay as a person made mistake within the executive? We say no. The law says there are ways to deal with individuals that is causing breach and violations of the law. You don't look at the collective of the people and suppress them to act their property. What they are doing at the World Trade Center, it is wrong. Again, look at the masses in Red Light. Look at the masses in Waterside. Why would the Liberian government be chasing out of marketers when you are not providing place for the people to sell? Do you want to reduce the girls to go to the street as prostitutes? Do you want the men to go back in the ghettos to take drugs? Is that what you're saying? You are taking people from the ghetto. You are carrying them to rehab with no food. What improvement is the government doing? Nothing. And then you are creating more economical hardship on the people. To go to where our brothers are hustling to aim their daily bread. School have open. Come on, go to the UNESCO report. The UNESCO deep briefing report 2025. The report of people not being in school is more terrible than the report in 2024. In the 2025, school have opened. You having more than 52% of the population of this country not in school. The highest ever in the nation history.
And what are the cause?
What are the cause? Bad governance. Misapply of economic priorities and the government priorities. The government is not prioritizing education. Like what they are doing, taking businesses out of business. Business people out of business and protecting Lebanese and foreigners at the detriment of the people. They went at the Ministry of Transport. They returned an entire entity that has Liberian workforce and they brought Lebanese. Variety News have just unveiled that this morning that the Beer Mountain is employing foreign nationals to wash car commerce. Do you need a degree to wash car? Under the Brackett administration, a government that was saying it was going to provide economical priorities for the people. This is what is happening in this country. And people are saying the masses will celebrate Brackett 2029. Let them parade with their social media propaganda. Let them parade in their own economic paralysis and decadence. The people are with them at the ballot, and the people will remind them.
With the student vacation party be fully involved in the 2029 election.
SUP as a political party will be involved in any elections. We will provide a moral compass to any elections. We will provide a political enlightenment to the people.
And provide an enlightenment, are there alternatives?
If the people will choose when you provide enlightenment, there are alternatives because there will be Liberians in the elections and will be providing alternative on ideological lines. And the people will choose. So will not support any individual in the elections, but we will provide an alternative for the people that the Brackett government have failed and Liberia must look at new priorities.
What do you make of former presidential candidate Alexander Cummings' statement of nothing have changed since Brackett became president of the Republic of Liberia?
It's a fact. Nothing have changed. On a Brackett, nothing have changed. No economic policy have changed. What Brackett have done, Brackett have retrogressed the progress made on the previous administration.
Retrogress.
Let us look at multiple reports and see how Brackett have retrogressed. The economy now has around 96% unemployment, the highest, and this was reported by the Ministry of Labor.
Like for instance, the MCC Compact. The Millennial Challenge Compact, right? During the past government and the present government, what have you noticed?
You follow, I believe you are a journalist. Yeah. You follow the ambassador, the German ambassador. When he was equivalently clear that the MCC Compact, the U.S. Security Council victory was all initiated on the previous administration. He was very clear about it. While the government like it or not, that's facts. Only those, the party that pass around arrogance and mere showmanship, we want to reform these facts. The government of Joseph Brackett made no substantial gains in its 1 year, 9 months in leadership. No substantial gain. 1 year, 10 months in leadership. There have been no substantial progress under the Brackett administration. There have been no improvement in the health sector. There have been no improvement in the education sector. There have been no improvement in infrastructure. There have been no improvement in electricity. There have been no improvement in whatsoever under Mr. Brackett. The Brackett government has not even lived up to its own aid agenda that was presented to the people. So why should you talk and brag about Mr. Boy? Look, let me tell you, you wanna respond to propaganda with facts. This is the reason we always challenge the broadcast administration and any finance for the United Party. The party challenge any of them to an open debate, a policy debate, economic debate. Let them come and tell what have changed. You see the Minister of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism, because they had no concrete counter to what Kumi said, what they resorted to insult jobs. The Minister of Information should be there to explain government economic policies and the progress of the state. And Mr. Kumi, that is a political leader and opposition figure in the country, say nothing have changed. We expect the minister to say, based on the statistics in this facts, we are debunking Kumi with this. Have they done that? No, they have not. Why? Because the fact is staggering on the paper. And they attempt to use the fact, they will expose themselves to the lapses and the deeper problem they have created in this country. And nobody should come and say, Mr. We are the better. No, Mr. We are there not do nothing. What we're saying is, Liberia must choose a path outside of the clear metric of these two arrogant bookers that have consistently held this state hostage. That's what we say.
Okay, so next to this, to finally conclude this interview with you, there have been this hula balloon between Senator Samuel Koga and the Vice President Jeremiah Kwankum. Particularly from the end of Koga, he has been feeding in more statement, more words against the Vice President. To our utmost surprise, on yesterday, Vice President Kun came out and said, in an interview at Gompa Radio, he said he has no issue with Koga. If election is today, he will support Koga. He will do this and that. And Koga been that vocal person, have already been on the back of the Vice President. You hear from Nima County, right?
Yeah.
A proud son of Nima County, and from the Fumpa District 8 Nima County. What the takes on the power struggle between Vice President Kun and Senator Koga?
So basically, we must refront this narrative that Nima is divided only because there is a political tension between Koga and Kun. Nima has now been divided on personal issues. Again, we must register this, that the both individuals, Vice President Kun and Senator Koga, are fundamentally and leadership bankrupt individuals. Fundamentally, they are bankrupt, or leadership wise they are bankrupt, and these are two individuals that continue to consistently forget about the real issues facing the people of Nima. For example, there is a current debate in Nima that has been raised by Senator Yan Twine about the mineral deal. We visiting them. You saw the mockery of the President of the Republic of Liberia when he went to Aston Meta to visit the ground. When the people in Nima said there's a problem, Mr. Boyka said Aston Meta was doing excellent work. Vice President Kun have not given issues to that. Senator Koga have not given issues to that. What they are doing is to explore the gullibility of the people to buy emotional sentiment for their side. It is not for the people of Nima. These two individuals must come to the realization that Nima is bigger than their political ego. And they must not use the country to cabinet political sentiments on the basis of the power they occupy. Kun have done nothing with the power. Koga have done nothing with the power. The people in Nima is an economic hub of the Republic of Liberia. Nima is the second most populated county. But the issues about health, infrastructure, electricity, education is still impoverished and not improving in Nima County. Why will Koga and Kun come and just be embarrassing the space, embarrassing people with the issue of disunity and this and that? And you got few surrogates that will always believe that Nima is divided when political actors disagree. No. You have a country that will look at particular tribes and say you are not for Nima. That's a form of disunity. You have a country that the wealth of the country is not equitably distributed, but it's only distributed on the multilateral corporations and the big personal venture individuals that have political capital within the country. These are debates that people should bring to the table. Now one Koga and Kun political showmanship and mere arrogance operating in a space that they only want to whip the gullible nature of the people to their own political motive. So that debate is not for the people of Nima. It is their own personal debate. If they have issues, let them tell us. We'll draw a personal ring for them, a boxing ring. Kun and Koga go in the boxing ring. Your friend, anybody be anybody, we consider you a godfather. If you want to be godfather, go in the ring. Not Senator Johnson, to gone to be godfather Nima. If you want to be, go in the ring. Go Koga to a stay your friend. Anybody be who say under you, say you be your friend, you godfather. I mean, passing around and be making noise in our ear. They are making noise. They are not discussing the issues in Nima. They are making noise. It's an affront to the people. And in the coming day, we'll go Nima to engage on the radio platform there and inform the people about the sinister deeds of this individual.
So lastly, what the words to followers, people who have been watching?
So we just again want to say to the government of Joseph Boyka that the issues that was promised on the university campus have not been addressed. The students here still have issues with the dilapidated conditions of learning on the university space. For the government to ignore this and think that we will sit out there as student leaders and not break the system in the coming days, they are joking. The party is watching, the party is giving time and space for speedy intervention to the multiple issues confronting students here. If the government listens, that's it. If it doesn't listen, we will apply every revolution that means possible to make sure the government listens and education here improve. Thank you, and we want to say a very pleasant, appreciation for us giving the time and the space to communicate with the people. We are home.
And so, folks, that was the voice of Emmanuel Polay, propaganda chairperson of the Vanguard Student Vacation Party on the campuses of the University of Liberia. And my name is Archie Bourne. I've been here in conversation with Polay, and this is Variety News, been really on Labroad Channel 47. Folks, thank you so much for watching. It's a pleasure, and this is how we like to come to a closure of this live broadcast. Thank you so much.